Most people think memory problems begin suddenly. One day you're fine, and the next day something feels different. But many experts believe small daily habits may quietly influence brain health long before people notice obvious warning signs. And one of the foods on today's list is something millions of seniors eat almost every day without thinking twice. The first food is coming immediately, because I want to get straight to the point. Stay with me because food number 5 surprises many families, and I'll also share a bonus tip near the end that many seniors completely overlook. Food number 1 is processed sugar. Now, when most people hear the word sugar, they immediately think about weight gain or diabetes. But researchers have also spent years studying how long-term eating habits may influence brain health. Think about a very common morning routine. A person wakes up and pours a bowl of sweet cereal. They grab a pastry, drink a large glass of juice, and start the day. At first they feel fine, maybe they even feel energized. But a few hours later something changes. Their energy drops. They feel mentally tired. They struggle to focus. They feel distracted. And they may say something like, "I don't know why I feel so tired today." Many people assume, "I'm getting older." But here's a question many people never stop to ask. Could daily eating habits be contributing? Now, this doesn't mean sugar automatically damages memory or that eating dessert occasionally creates a problem. The concern isn't one cookie. The concern isn't one slice of cake. The concern is repeated patterns over years, because many health changes don't happen overnight. They happen quietly, very quietly. Imagine someone drinking sweet drinks every day. One day becomes 1 week. 1 week becomes 1 month. Months become years. Nothing dramatic happens. No warning light appears. No alarm sounds. That's why many people never notice anything in the beginning. And here's another surprising fact. Sugar hides in places many people don't expect. It often appears in flavored yogurt breakfast, cereal snack bars, bottled drinks, sauces, packaged snacks, foods labeled healthy. Now here's something interesting. Some seniors notice that after eating heavily sweet foods, they feel mentally slow, tired, foggy, less focused, and they never connect it to what they ate. Now keep something in mind because I want to come back to this later. Have you ever eaten a meal and afterward felt mentally tired or unfocused? Think about that for a moment. Because the next food on our list surprises many viewers. Food number 2 is heavily processed meats. This includes foods like bacon hot dogs, sausage deli meats, packaged meat products. These foods are extremely common. They're convenient, they're easy, they're quick. Many people grew up eating these foods regularly. Now, once again, we're not talking about occasionally enjoying something. We're talking about long-term habits. Researchers continue studying how heavily processed foods may affect overall health. Some experts believe that diets high in processed foods may contribute to inflammation in the body. And here's something many people forget. The brain is part of the body too. People sometimes think of brain health as something completely separate, but overall health and brain health often work together. Imagine someone eating highly processed foods every day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, week after week, month after month. Again, nothing dramatic happens immediately. That's often what makes these habits difficult to notice. Many changes happen slowly, slow enough that people adapt, slow enough that people stop paying attention. And here's where things become interesting. Some seniors eventually begin saying things like, "I don't feel as sharp as I used to. My energy feels different. My thinking feels slower." Now, these experiences can happen for many reasons, but daily habits deserve attention too. And what comes next surprises many people because it often looks healthy. Food number 3 is highly processed breakfast foods. This catches many people off guard because the package often looks healthy. You see fruit on the front. You see grains. You see words like natural, whole grain, heart healthy. But when people read the ingredients more carefully, some products may contain added sugar, refined carbohydrates, artificial ingredients, very little nutritional value. Now imagine 2 people starting their mornings differently. Person number 1 starts the day with sugary cereal and packaged pastries. Person number 2 starts the day with eggs, fruit, nuts, or oatmeal. A few hours later, they may feel completely different. One person may feel mentally tired. The other may feel more stable. One person may struggle with concentration. The other may feel more focused. Now, every person is different. But many people underestimate how much nutrition affects energy and concentration. And here's why that matters. The brain works all day long, even while you're resting, even while you're sitting quietly. Your brain constantly helps you. Remember information, hold conversations, solve problems, focus, read, learn, make decisions, process emotions. The brain never really takes a day off. Now, before moving to the next food, here's something interesting. Have you ever eaten breakfast and then felt hungry again an hour later? Many people have, and often they assume that's normal. But sometimes the types of foods people eat may play a role. Now we're moving to food number 4. And this category may be one of the biggest hidden problems. Food number 4 is heavily fried foods and foods high in unhealthy fats. This includes foods such as deep-fried fast foods, packaged, fried snacks, heavily processed, baked products, fried restaurant meals. Let me ask you something. Have you ever eaten a very heavy meal and suddenly felt sleepy, mentally, slow, tired, unfocused? Many people experience this, but most people simply say, "I think I need coffee." But here's something interesting. The brain depends heavily on healthy circulation. Blood flow helps deliver oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. And many people don't realize how closely heart health and brain health may be connected. Some experts often say, what's good for the heart may also help support the brain. Now here's where many people make a mistake. They hear a list like this and immediately think, so I can never eat these foods again? Not necessarily. Healthy aging usually isn't about perfection. It's usually about consistency. Small changes repeated over time. And now we're moving into food number 5. And many viewers don't expect this one. Food number 5 is excessive alcohol consumption. Moderate use and heavy long-term use are very different situations. But alcohol has been studied because of possible effects on memory and cognitive function. Some people describe noticing forgetfulness, slower thinking, difficulty, concentrating, mental fogginess. But here's what makes this difficult. Changes sometimes happen gradually, very gradually, not in a few days, sometimes over months, sometimes over years. And because changes happen slowly, people often adapt without realizing it. Now, before we finish today's video, I want to give you a bonus tip, because many seniors overlook this completely. Bonus tip: hydration. This surprises many people, because when someone feels tired, forgetful, or mentally slow, dehydration usually isn't the first thing they think about. But even mild dehydration may sometimes contribute to fatigue, headaches, concentration problems, brain fog, feelings of confusion. Sometimes people start thinking, my memory is getting worse, when they may simply not be drinking enough fluids consistently. Now, before ending this video, I want to ask you something. Which food on today's list surprised you the most? Was it sugar-processed meats, breakfast foods, fried foods, alcohol? Tell us in the comments. And for families watching, have you noticed certain foods affecting memory, focus, or energy in someone you love? Share your experience, because someone reading your comment may relate to it. Remember, protecting brain health usually doesn't begin with one giant change. It often starts with small habits. Small habits become routines. Routines become years, and years shape health. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.